What's a free resource available to everyone that most people don't know about or take advantage of? I don't know if you consider it a resource, but when McDonald's does the Monopoly game or Tim Hortons does the roll up the rim, as per gambling laws, they are obligated to send you a free piece for the game upon request. Popular Mechanics has every issue ever printed, scanned and archived on their website for free. Issues go back to the 1890s. This has been a valuable resource to me for researching obscure old cars and whatnot. Those early issues are packed with information. My other favorite resource for that is the Horseless Age, which you can find for free online and also dates back to the 1890s. Gutenberg. I especially like the books written long ago about people's life experiences. It brings in color and individualism to the dry times of history. GoodRx. Saved my mom hundreds of dollars on each of her medications. No joke. One of her $260 medications dropped to less than $15. Please tell everyone you know, especially if they can't afford health insurance. I use this and it's so helpful. Archive.org, a free online library of music, books, movies. I think it's home of the largest available collection of bootleg Grateful Dead tapes. State University Agriculture Departments. I see people on our gardening taking awful advice from Randus when there are agencies who do nothing but advise people and have been doing so long before the internet. Land grant universities should have extension agents in every county that can answer your questions. The vast majority of the time, you don't need a university affiliation or a lot of spare cash to beat paywalls if you want to read academic papers. C-Hub is a thing, and serves the journals right for trying to charge academics $50 to read their own papers. Also, Gster allows you to access up to 100 articles a month if you create a free account. A cell phone with no service can still call 911. It's required by law. So providing a kid, friend or family member with your old phone can be an emergency lifeline in a domestic abuse situation. They also have cameras. I taught my kids if someone is bothering staking threatening them, take their photo. Send it to a trusted person. If something happens to you, at least there is a starting point. Lots of employers offer EAP, employee assistance programs. Most employees do not take advantage of free mental health resources, counseling services, financial advice, etc. these programs provide. These are typically free services to employees and most don't even know these benefits exist. If you're concerned about your kid's development, speech, physical, emotional, etc., you don't have to wait until they are school age to get services. Ask at your school district office to have someone come and see if your kid qualifies to have a specialist come to your house, or their daycare if you work, to help out your kiddo. It's through the school district, so it's completely free. Film Rise channels on YouTube. Full-length episodes of really cool documentary-style TV shows, including old school unsolved mysteries. Also, the Gordon Ramsay shows from the Zeros, Hex Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, etc. If you live in the United States, you can access a system of volunteer master gardeners who have been trained and certified. They are often an adjunct of the state's education and agricultural systems. They have online classes, due to COVID, and, later, in-person classes. You can call help desks, send email, and visit web pages for advice on growing pretty much anything in your residential garden. Farmers already know about the parent organizations. The master gardener groups were set up to offload residential questions from the ag experts. Note, they cannot advise about growing cannabis, but cough cough, whatever helps your tomatoes grow works for pot. PDF24 is a free, simple PDF reader and editor that is a great alternative to paid software for most people's needs. Would especially recommend for students. I use Qtpdf. There are a lot of these online for free. Your local library. Aside from just books, they often have Wi-Fi, public computers, comics, movies, new releases, and even career, business, and tax resources. Is yours small? Use it as much as you can and encourage others. The more demand your municipality sees for it, the more they'll be encouraged to better fund it. Don't see what you want, Many libraries are networked and can get what you want from another library they're connected to. Can't get there often? Slow reader? Check their website. You can renew your books online without needing to make more trips. A lot of places in India straight up don't have libraries. I envy places with actual public libraries. In my country the only decent libraries are in universities. It's more of a hassle for non-students or non-faculty to access them, and there's always a high fee for everything. You might be able to access their digital content with a library membership. Free classes online. It's so freaking cool, dude. edX. Through Harvard, MIT. I know I'm missing some others. They offer online courses for free. If you want the certificate at the end of the course, you pay $50. I learned about Jon Snow and the cholera epidemic of 1854, a psych course, and currently thinking about starting another. You get to watch lectures from their professors. You have assignments due at certain times, quizzes, and then the final. Deadass. Freaking cool. Outline.com to read articles that are behind a paywall. And if you read scholarly journals and want to read someone's paper that's behind a paywall, you may be able to get it from the author by contacting them directly. Contacting people directly is a great way to get stuff. Almost everyone will give you tons of stuff for free if you just ask. I'm going to say friendships with older people. A lot of them have accumulated knowledge and wisdom they would willingly share, but society tends to cast older people aside. In my opinion. Edit. There is also old people. Just for your information. I'm getting to know my grandma after years of not getting along with her. I'm big into the civil rights movement and she lived through it. She has knowledge of the South in the 40s and 50s that I've only ever read about. Your state rep or state senator. Call their office. If you're a constituent, or even sometimes if you're not, they can help you with all sorts of stuff. This is especially helpful if you need help with anything related to state or local resources. Pothole, they have a lot more pull with your city government than you do. Having trouble with food insecurity? They can connect you with services. It's basically like having a concierge for your life. Hospitals often have very generous charity programs that help with the bills. Typically if you earn less than 200% of poverty you won't have to pay much if at all. Helps big time, and they usually are very helpful in filling out papers and stuff. I can vouch for this. I had a bill for $40k because of a visit. I made $15k a year. I laughed because there was no way I'd ever be able to pay that, but the charity program wrote off the entire expense as a tax write-off for them and I paid nothing. The Los Angeles Public Library has a free high school diploma program for anyone who is looking to receive their high school diploma. That is wonderful. Food banks besides the official ones or the Salvation Army. Churches. Serious, a ton of churches of all denominations have food banks where you can go. At some, you not only get frozen meats and canned goods but donated local produce like fruits and veggies or chain small business donations of bread sweets. Since COVID, a lot of places might be running dry, but just open the phone book and call around and ask. Also mission services. They don't always just help the homeless. If you're down your luck you can score free meals and other essentials like diapers, formula, etc. Also if you genuinely need a free meal, consider non-Christian denominations. Many Sikh temples, mosques, etc. have hospitality as a key part of their belief. Of course, just like a church, these are the people who actually need it, so don't take advantage if you aren't really in need. On personal.com that's a 100% free English course for native Spanish speakers. It even gives free certificates. The least thing you should do is to disable adblock. The course has been through some problems lately because adblock is disappearing their only way to fund it. It has courses from the beginner level to even 300 hours of first certificate or TOEFL. IDK if I spelled it right. A lot of people are addicted to street drugs and use unsanitary needles, but there are places, at least in my country, where you can get free needles. Pretty useful at keeping HIV/AIDS from happening. To clarify, it's a part of a program so random kids can't just get them. Every Dollar is a pretty intuitive site app for making a budget. Really helpful for anyone trying to be more disciplined with their money. In the US, The earned income tax credit. For lower and moderate income families it can be a great benefit. It's more than free. You get to keep more of your income. Mushroom substrate. Oyster mushrooms will grow on almost all agricultural waste such as used coffee grounds, sawdust, mulch, straw, etc. Just pasteurize it and add the mushroom spawn, and in some odd weeks you could eventually have an endless supply of mushrooms. Blender, DaVinci Resolve, Kirita, 100 free 3D program, video editing and drawing software respectively, and all of them are amazing. Your local health department provides a lot of services that most people don't realize, including issues stemming from depression and mental health. Takes a variety of health insurances that your local doctor and hospitals might not take. Operates on your ability to pay if you have to pay at all. Can sign you up for services that typically run through job and family services, as well as being your local authority when it comes to marketplace insurance. And ours has its own pharmacy. My eyes skimmed over health debt a little too quickly and my mind saw Home Depot. I was briefly very confused reading the rest of your comment. This is going to sound dumb, but knowledge. I swear man, I wish I took advantage of the people around me more and just asked more about their experiences. Relatives, teachers, friends in different job fields, and some of them aren't in my life anymore. I don't know. It's not so much something people don't know about, but they don't really realize or think of as a resource. The problem is knowing what questions to ask. Not sure how prevalent this is, but in my county the local bar association has a referral program that includes a 30-minute phone consultation with no fee. Most city and county dumps have a moderate chemical waste section where people can leave cleaning products, yard care products, paint. Because it costs the dump big bucks to dispose of chemicals, many of them are open a couple days a week and you can go shopping for free. I haven't paid for spray paint, window cleaner, carpet cleaner or hot tub products in years. In the UK all medicines are free for kids under 18. That includes any you buy at the supermarket or local chemists. Keep the receipt and claim the money back. Not necessarily a free resource, but most faucets come with lifetime guarantees, and a quick phone call will get you free repair parts. Big companies like Delta, Moan, Kohler don't require a receipt. Apps like Hoopla that you can sign up with for free using your library card and access a ton of ebooks, audiobooks, music, and movies. The only limit is the number of items you can check out in a given month, and that is dictated by your library. I'm sure it factors into pricing on their end. My daughter has been crushing the Boxcar Children audiobooks. I use Hoopla for the music on my phone while I'm walking outside during the warmer months, since I'm too cheap to pay for a monthly subscription without ads commercials that I only use for 5 months a year. 811 in Alberta at least can put you directly to a mental health line, as well as book a counseling appointment that is covered by your healthcare so long as you're a registered citizen. Under certain circumstances these counselors can even write you a leave of absence to get away from work if that's what is causing the stress. The leave also makes you eligible to apply for temporary assisted income. Literally just learned about Project Gutenberg from a post on our Classic Book Club. It's a library of over 60,000 free ebooks. I just downloaded the picture of Dorian Gray for free and it opened in my iBooks app. That sub is reading a chapter a day and discussing it starting on 5/31 I think. Probably some of you already know this, but still a lot of people don't know yet. Vance Kit app is basically YouTube without ads. Magic FTP app allow you to share data from Android to PC using Filezilla. Stockard app is an app to store all your discount cards to phone. Smart Recorder app, similar with recording audio but better, which automatically skips silent times. Mail.com, a great and free alternative to Gmail if you don't want Google accessing your data. Blur, both as app and extension for Chrome, allows you to create masked emails and redirect to your email. This is great to check whose website you signed up sold your address to third parties to spam you, and you can turn off the masked email from that address. Bitwarden, an excellent password manager, free on both Android and PC. Authy, an excellent alternative to Google Authenticator which you can use on PC too. Signal, The best alternative of WhatsApp and safe that protects your privacy. Folder Sync app allow you to automatically transfer your pics or other data from your phone to your NAS or remote share as backup. Your grandparents. Yes, people know about them, but they rarely realize they are a lifetime of experiences just waiting there to be shared. Ah yes, one of these again. I always say that when you're looking for some piece of software or anything, search for it generally with the keyword open source. If you're not aware of what open source is, it basically means, for software, that the actual code is also available and totally for free. For anything else other than software, it means it's free. Top 3. 1. Public libraries. Most people ignore them in the internet age, but they are repositories of knowledge and wisdom that continue to exist if or when the electricity fails. The books and videos available are nearly endless and at no cost, if you bring them back on time. How many have special times for kids, and nearly all of them provide a peaceful, quiet space for thinking. And best of all, they can't be shut down by a hacker. 2. The fire department. They put out fires, but they also will respond to assist the elderly and those caring for the disabled if someone falls at home and needs assistance to get off the floor. They are lifesavers in more ways than one. 3. Public and national parks and museums. The museums around the National Mall in Washington, D.C., are some of the greatest in the world, and the admission is free. Most parks are free to visit even if they charge a parking fee. Central Park in NYC is famous, but even small towns will have public squares or spaces where you can sit on the grass, barbecue, enjoy lakes and shade, and inhale freshly manufactured oxygen from surrounding trees. The Japanese call this forest bathing, and you don't even need a credit card to enjoy them. Reddit support groups. Subreddits. You would think people on Reddit would know about the support site, but unfortunately not many people do. Subreddits like our Crohn's disease has helped me so much, and there's just about a subreddit for any struggle someone is facing. I will say be careful to not let other people's stories and struggles get you down. Know when to take a break. The public library system. Want to read a book on your Kindle? Get it as a free digital download for 21 days. Language classes, yoga workshops, gardening, speed dating, art classes, Mandarin, literally all free by just visiting a local library and figuring out the schedule. Anyone that might still see this, JSTOR. Free scholarly articles you can peruse. Such a dope thing to have. I try to read 1 or 2 a day. If you go to the library book sale on the last day, they usually have a lot of books for free they just wanna get rid of. Same if you wait till the end of tag sale, they usually throw the stuff on the curb. Churches and food banks give you a free bag or 2 of groceries once a month if you really need it. Last time I looked, our library had outdated books and homeless people, like, an uncomfortable lot of them. And the public health office would no longer do STD testing for the general public. You had to have previously tested positive or have some other crazy high-risk demographics to qualify. Reading this thread is making me sad. I live in New Mexico. A friend liked to hang out at the library, but then started referring to it as the homeless shelter. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.